You ever spend a winter night huddled under a pile of blankets wishing your heat worked a little better? Now imagine doing that without a furnace, without electricity, heck, without even a thermostat. That's life for the Amish, and let me tell you, these folks laugh at a little cold weather. When temperatures drop below freezing, most people rely on modern heating systems to stay warm. But what if you had no electricity, no gas, and no central heating? The Amish have lived for centuries in some of the coldest parts of North America, without relying on modern technology. So how do they survive the brutal winters while staying warm and comfortable? The secret lies in centuries-old wisdom, innovative heating techniques, and careful home design. Let's uncover the fascinating ways the Amish keep warm, even in the harshest winters. Alright, let's talk heat. You walk into an Amish home in the dead of winter, first thing you're gonna feel is that blast of warmth radiating from a wood-burning stove. This ain't your grandma's fireplace, folks. These stoves are beasts. They're built to heat the whole house, and they do it with an efficiency that'd make a modern furnace jealous. These stoves are usually smack dab in the middle of the house, strategically placed to spread that heat like a warm hug, and forget about fancy pellets or those artificial logs. These folks are burning real wood, seasoned and stacked high, fueling a fire that burns long and hot. Now tending a wood stove ain't for the faint of heart. It's a daily ritual, a dance of adding logs, adjusting drafts, and keeping a watchful eye on the flames. It's a skill passed down through generations, and let me tell you, these folks are masters of their craft. But it's more than just heat, you see. It's about self-sufficiency, about relying on your own two hands and the land around you. It's about a connection to the past, to a time when life was simpler, harder, but maybe, just maybe, a little more real. And let's not forget the smell, that sweet, smoky aroma of burning wood that permeates everything. It's the smell of warmth, of comfort, of home. It's a smell that takes you back, that reminds you of simpler times, of crackling fires and cozy nights. But the Amish, they're not romanticizing the past, they're living it. They're proving that sometimes the old ways are still the best ways, and in a world that's constantly chasing the next big thing, there's something profoundly comforting about that. Now, let's talk about Amish ingenuity. These folks have been building homes for centuries, and let me tell you, they've learned a thing or two about staying warm. Forget fancy insulation and triple-paned windows. These homes are built with a different kind of technology, the kind that comes from generations of trial and error, of understanding the land and the elements. First off, Amish homes are built with thick walls, often made from sturdy timber-framed construction. We're talking serious lumber here, not those flimsy 2x4s you see in modern homes. These walls act like natural insulation, keeping the cold out and the heat in. And speaking of keeping the heat in, Amish homes are all about strategic design. Windows are smaller and carefully placed to maximize sunlight during the day, while minimizing heat loss at night. And forget about those flimsy curtains you find at the department store. We're talking heavy, thick curtains, often handmade and lined with additional fabric for extra insulation. One of the biggest secrets to Amish home warmth: south-facing homes. Many Amish build their houses facing the south to take advantage of natural sunlight, allowing the sun to provide passive heating during the day. It's like a free solar panel, warming the home naturally. And don't forget the little things. Low ceilings might seem cramped to some, but they serve a purpose. By keeping the warm air closer to the living space, they help to create a cozier, more energy-efficient environment. And those beautiful, thick wooden floors? They're not just for show. Wood is a natural insulator, far warmer to the touch than cold tile or concrete. Every detail, every design element is intentional, a testament to the Amish understanding of how to live in harmony with nature. They're not fighting the cold, they're embracing it, using it to their advantage. Chapter 3. Layering and Natural Insulation. The Amish Guide to Staying Cozy. Now you might think living without central heating means freezing your butt off all winter long. But the Amish have a secret weapon: layers. And no, I'm not talking about those fancy synthetic fabrics you see in all the outdoor gear catalogs. I'm talking about good old-fashioned wool and cotton. Amish families wear multiple layers of natural wool and cotton to retain body heat. Unlike synthetic fabrics, wool traps warmth even when damp, making it perfect for winter clothing. Think long underwear, thick socks, and those iconic wool sweaters, hand-knitted and built to last. And let's not forget the hats and mittens. Wool hats pulled down tight over the ears, thick mittens covering every inch of skin. These folks know that exposed skin is a recipe for heat loss, and they take every precaution to stay bundled up. At night, the layering continues. Heavy quilts, wool blankets, and even heated bricks are used to keep warm in bed. The heated bricks are warmed by the wood stove during the day and placed under blankets at night to provide lasting warmth. It's like a low-tech heating pad, providing gentle, long-lasting warmth throughout the night. And for those really frigid days, the Amish break out the big guns. Amish men wear long wool coats and women use shawls and bonnets to protect against wind chill. These aren't just fashion statements, folks. These garments are designed for warmth and practicality, providing an extra layer of protection against the elements. It's a different way of thinking about warmth, about working with your body and the environment instead of against it. And you know what? It works. Chapter 4. Kerosene and propane, the Amish exceptions. Now I know what you're thinking. Mike, you're saying you mean to tell me these Amish folks never use any modern conveniences for heat? And for the most part, you'd be right. But there are a few exceptions. While most Amish communities avoid electricity, some use kerosene heaters and propane lamps for additional warmth. These aren't their primary heat sources, mind you, but rather supplemental tools used sparingly for specific purposes. Kerosene heaters, for example, might be used to take the chill off a drafty bedroom, or to provide extra warmth in a workshop where a wood stove isn't practical. They're relatively inexpensive to operate and provide a good amount of heat for their size. Propane lamps, on the other hand, serve a dual purpose. Not only do they provide light, but they also give off a surprising amount of heat, making them perfect for warming up small spaces. You'll often find them in kitchens and living areas, providing both illumination and a touch of extra warmth. However, it's important to remember that these fuel-based options are used sparingly and with caution. The Amish are well aware of the potential dangers of carbon monoxide and take steps to ensure proper ventilation when using these devices. Ultimately, the Amish reliance on kerosene and propane is a matter of practicality and necessity. They understand that sometimes a little help from modern technology can go a long way in making life a little easier, especially during the harshest winter months. Chapter 5. The Power of Community and Shared Warmth. You know, when we talk about staying warm, we often focus on the physical stuff, the clothes, the heating systems, the insulation. But the Amish understand that true warmth goes beyond all that. It's about community, about coming together and sharing the burden of winter. One of the most overlooked ways the Amish stay warm is through community and togetherness. Families gather in the warmest rooms of the house during winter, reducing the need for extra heating. They'll huddle around the wood stove, sharing stories, playing games, and enjoying each other's company. It's a beautiful thing, really, this sense of togetherness that permeates Amish life. And it's not just about family. Neighbors help neighbors, sharing firewood, checking on the elderly, and lending a hand whenever needed. It's a community effort, a shared responsibility to make sure everyone makes it through the winter safe and sound. Many Amish also follow early to bed, early to rise habits, minimizing exposure to the cold night hours. They understand that the less time spent in the cold, the less energy they need to expend staying warm, and when the snow falls and the temperatures plummet, the Amish spirit of community shines even brighter. Neighbors and extended family members come together to share resources, warm meals, and cozy spaces. They understand that sometimes the best way to stay warm is to share that warmth with others. It's a powerful lesson, one that we could all learn from. In a world that's increasingly isolated and individualistic, the Amish remind us of the importance of human connection, of the power of community to provide warmth and support, especially during the coldest and darkest of times. You know, after seeing how the Amish brave the winter, it makes you realize that maybe, just maybe, we've complicated things. The Amish have perfected the art of staying warm without modern conveniences, proving that nature and tradition can still outmatch technology. With wood stoves, smart home design, warm clothing, and a strong community, they thrive even in the harshest winters. They remind us that warmth isn't just about temperature, it's about connection, about resourcefulness, about embracing the rhythms of the natural world. So next time you're cranking up the thermostat, take a page from the Amish playbook. Bundle up, gather your loved ones close, and remember that sometimes the simplest solutions are the most effective. Would you be able to survive a winter without electricity? Let me know in the comments. And if you enjoyed this, don't forget to like and subscribe for more fascinating insights into traditional living.